haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to make a game for PlayStation, what sort of person would you be? What would you be able to do? You'd be able to write programs. And that's a software engineer. So to do the things that you really think are a lot of fun in life, you often are using engineering without even thinking about it. And software engineers have a lot of fun because there's a lot of creativity. You'd nearly want to be as good you'd nearly be able to want to write a story in order to be able to make a PlayStation program that's interesting. So that we have done electronic engineers, we've done software engineers, we've done scientists, we've done civil engineers, and of course, as I keep reminding people, I'm a chemical engineer. What do chemical engineers make? Your dad might spread it on the land.
Manure.
They make artificial manure, so fertilizers. So manure, I suppose traditional manure is the stuff that your cows give you for free. And then the stuff that you have to buy in bags, that would be artificial fertilizer. And of course, if the land isn't very good, you might be using that quite a lot, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then you'd always have to be very careful of the environment, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you might be an environmental engineer. An environmental engineer might be looking at effluent treatment. Take a big old dirty town like Macroom. Can you imagine how many people flush the toilet every day in Macroom? Where does that go to? Hopefully not into the river. So it would be nice if there was somebody there who could build an effluent treatment plant, something that would treat that waste so that when it does go into the river, it doesn't do any damage. Okay? So we've done lots of types of engineering. After this inspiring talk, would any of you want to become engineers or scientists? And think about it like, would you like to work in a hospital? Would you like to work as a vet? Yes?
Mechanical engineer.
Excellent. And what would you like to, what are the things that interest you about mechanical engineering?
Machines and stuff.
Okay. And they can be very large machines. So it could be working with aircraft or trains. Okay. Anybody else? Yes?
I'd like to be a veterinarian.
To be a vet. I think it would be a lovely job. Does anybody else want to be something that you think mightn't need science or engineering? Do you think teachers would need science or engineering? I bet you guys do a little bit of science, don't you?
We do, yes.
Exactly. So you can't avoid it. It's everywhere. So, and I bet you when you're doing science in your classroom, I bet you that's a lot of the fun stuff that you do in your classroom. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a new program now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully what you do today will help you on that front as well. Okay? So that's my talk about engineering. And you should look around the world and see about all the nice jobs that have science and engineering as a basis to them. Okay? Shall we go on and talk about our challenge?
Lovely, thank you.
Okay. I like to do this as an exam. So we get to do face downwards. So when you're much bigger, you'll have to do exams. And when you do exams, you're given your examination paper and it's face downwards. And it's only when your teacher or your instructor asks you to turn over the page that you can find out what it's all about. So you've all put your names on your sheets, haven't you?
Yeah.
Now, before you turn over your page, let's look what you've signed your name to. It's really important to know what you put your name to. And you've all put your name to this document, which is the one that I'm going to use for judging people. And in there we have 5 sections. And we're going to look at presentation and communication. Is communication really important?
Yeah.
Why?
Otherwise you'd just be isolated. From
Exactly. And imagine if I came in here with a strange old Spanish accent, or speaking Spanish like when you were on holidays last year. So you wouldn't be able to understand a word. So,
We hope we would. We're doing Spanish lessons.
alright, well you might understand 2 or 3 words, but you mightn't understand, maybe my Spanish wouldn't even be that good. So being able to say what you're doing and to show what you're doing is really important. So when we do this challenge, the first thing that you should do is draw a very, very nice picture of what you're going to try and build, and that lets me and your teacher and Danjo see what you would like to do. So that's the first part, presentation and communications, and there's 10 marks going for that. The second one is design. Can anybody hazard a guess? What does design mean?
Like to design something that you're going to make.
Okay.
To like draw it out.
It's to create it, really.
Yeah.
And it's to create something new, usually. Alright? So when you're going to have a lot of little features, things that make the thing that you're building different to the thing that somebody else is building. And you have to think about what you're being asked to do when we go to the challenge. And then solving problems. I bet you all love solving problems every day. Yes?
Solving problems is like to figure out something.
Exactly. Imagine now if you only had 3 wheels and you wanted to build a truck. Wouldn't you have to figure out how could you get a truck to move on only 3 wheels? That would be solving a problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then the last one is operation and function. Imagine how cross your dad would be, or mum, if you bought a tractor and it kept getting stuck in boggy ground. It wouldn't really do the job that you had bought it for. Or imagine if you bought a car and it kept breaking down, and every time you sat into it, you weren't sure whether it was going to start or not. That's operation and function. So when you design something, you have to think about the job that it's being asked to do, and you must try and make it so that it'll do that job to the very best that it can do. And lastly, and very importantly, again, is visual appeal. When you make something, you should make it as attractive as possible. And that's where, if we go back up to point number 2, we look at design, and if people said, if you thought about it, what's the first thing that pops into your mind with design? A lot of the girls will think of clothes and a clothes designer. And they're people who create brand new things that were never created before. But the most important job for a clothes designer is that it's visually appealing, that it's actually very attractive to look at. This is going to be the same with the Connects kit. You've got to make it a real humdinger. So do you understand all the things that we'll be marking you on?
Yeah.
Okay. When we count to 3 backwards, you can turn over your pages. Are you all going to count with me? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Have a look.
Good.
Would you like me to go through it and you can read it with me? Okay? Okay, this is the Steps to Engineering Connects Challenge 2006. And the scenario. What's a scenario mean?
The whole idea kind of...
Exactly, it's like the story, like a mini story is a scenario. And as we all know, it's important to be friendly to our environment and to make sure that we don't litter. Can you help us to protect the environment? And we want you to design and build a recycling machine, a green machine which will collect recycling material from your home and school and bring it to a recycling centre. So the pictures there are only as an idea. You can create anything, but there are certain rules that the competition would like your design to be able to achieve. When building your green machine, make sure that your green machine has wheels, and it has to be able to move in the classroom about 1 metre. Okay? Your green machine must have space to carry 3 containers of recycling material: glass, paper, and plastic. Your green machine should not be longer than 30 centimetres or wider than 15 centimetres. That's about the length of one ruler and about the width of half a ruler. Okay? And don't forget, excuse me, you need to have a place for your driver to sit down, and then your green machine has to carry 500 grams of recycling material. And we'll test that in the classroom with a weight. Okay? Are they all understandable?
Yeah.
Any questions on that? So, will we spend the next 10 minutes doing a drawing? Now, before you start drawing, open the boxes and have a look at the pieces that are there, so that you don't draw something that you won't be able to build. You might remind me of these
I have already started. You have to make it.
They can
Okay. That's cool. I'll get my. I got an idea. And then maybe we could try the things like Did you see? Yes, we need to get the driver We didn't have to drive it.
picture drawn. Alright, now thing to do, you keep drawing your picture in this instance, okay? But you can hear me hopefully in the background. I see some drawings with about 20 wheels. You might not have 20 wheels in your box. So the best design is often a simple design. So keep it simple and keep it workable, okay? And then think about what connects pieces you have been given. How will you make the green machine strong enough to carry 500 grams? How will you make sure that your green machine will travel 1 meter? And that really probably means how will you make sure that it doesn't fall apart when we start rolling it along the ground? How will you get the recycling material into the green machine? It would be really great if, like the front loaders on your tractor, that it was able to go up and down or able to scoop something in. Alright? How will you attach the wheels? And when you attach the wheels, they're going to have to rotate, aren't they? Move around so that the vehicle can move. Any safety features? Alright? And how can you make the green machine environmentally friendly? Maybe it would use the plastic as its fuel. maybe not. Okay? So there are a couple of things to be thinking about. Oh, I wish I was here every day. I'd actually be here every day.
Okay, what's your plan?
Is it going to do
How far have you got?
And we're just finished with and we're now going to the box.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Very good goals.
Yeah, to start building up. Alright, so that's going to be like, it's going to have 3 sections now for containing the waste.
You don't know, it's for taking rubbish. Collecting rubbish. Yeah. I think your teacher's following How are you getting on? Okay? Yeah.
And he said, you know, when he said about the safety feature,
Yeah.
the driver's seat have to sit there and
Good idea.
he put the cabin just around.
How much more time do you get? Very nice. It's nice. What's this for? Design, I suppose, yeah. Do you know what you want to say about it now, too? Yes, give a little speech about it.
It is, you know, I think
Let's do that. That's a stupid now. You made the thing different tomorrow.
Well, it's a great base, you know. I just encourage you to kind of build up and to think about all the jobs that you have to do with this. So a place for the driver, a place for the 3 different types of waste. Oh, that's excellent. Oh, well done.
What's the plan for that? That's your shot.
Why don't we use that?
No, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that now. The more important thing you guys will need to do is start building up. All right. What time is
Very nice. Okay. There you go. Right, start him off and see what he has to do it. That kind of right side. Turn that red one round. Turn it round the other way. Does it work that way around? Does it block the movement though when you take that way around? You hold that steady for him while he's working. Hold the base. Hold the base. Yeah, hold the base.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, that'll be fine. I think that's all natural. All right?
Thanks. Have you tried the central bit?
I'll try and see if I
Just see if it fits on the spare one. Does it actually fit? Just see if it
can. Okay, so now I'm going
Okay, and now you can go up. Go way up. Take another red one. All right.
Yeah.
And but you can do the base now and a different way. That, then you have a truck, and then you put the roof on the truck, and then for the base.
This is the first one.
All right.
No. Okay. Like that.
Yes.
Like what?
Good. Damaging the environment. Maybe it would use biofuel. You know what biofuel is?
I found out how to extract the batteries.
Well, battery.
So I use these kind of things for the containers.
Excellent. Brilliant. Oh, you've got a very nice thing.
Kind of a steering wheel going down over here.
From above?
Yeah.
Well, what have you got for a steering wheel? See if you can find a steering wheel. Can you look in there, see if you can find a steering wheel? One of those.
No, there's no steering wheel.
Oh, yeah, give that to Tyke. Hey, how are you going to catch it now?
I have to put this on first. Yeah, but if we keep them in near each other, because we're going to have to do something else.
Do you want a back to your seat? Want a back to your seat?
I think, you know,
Okay. Nice and even. If you get any wobbly bits that are hanging off. Yes.
That's okay.
Will I take away these threads? Yeah.
All locked together.
I'll try to change
Go back here then. Away, put the rubber. Oh, that's fine. Big container. No, that's actually something better. No, it's just flipped over. Yeah.
See? And that's a great teamwork now.
This might be yeah, put some. Perfect. It's very good. Not wobbling at all.
They can go out.
Front is best. Try the way. When you wait, it's on there. It's to the front.
No. Okay. have to have a look at that now again. So,
Now, lads, you want to try your weight to see if it will. That's the weight, that's the support. That's on there now. Hang on, it's not ready.
Then you have something else done, have you?
Oh, it will. Go on.
Why don't you
Got the other side, so it will. It's just something happened here as you did that. Okay, will you just put that like that?
Alright. So now it's looking a lot more like this.
No, try your weight.
Put this
Oh.
on there.
So it needs to be weighted at the front.
Do that
Somehow
well.
it needs to.
Break it apart.
Where we're going to hold its weight. No, the weight will go in here somewhere, will it?
See how it's all coming together? And you built it all yourself because I didn't put any of these pieces here. I just see where they
Yeah,
were
that's
useful.
okay, isn't it? Yeah. You must be able to hold the weight, you say. It will hold the weight, yeah. You can actually hold other weights as well very well now. Yeah. Be very well balanced. You could actually hold the weight in lots of places. Where else could you hold the weight?
Go.
Where else could you put a weight on there?
Here.
Yeah, and where else would it hold a weight? Yeah, once you've got those two on.
Oh yeah, 500 grams. Very good.
Excellent. Well done.
Right.
We need to borrow again.
Right, so I'll keep doing that now and you concentrate on the other thing.
The only thing we have to worry about is this.
That's way better.
Even that's good. Yeah. Will you be able to move now? That's way better this time. Those in sport.
Do you want to make it more string again? That's beautiful, mate.
Okay.
Yeah. Just anything like what's going on?
Then it won't move.
Oh yeah,
It's
you
going
see
to
when
break
it
your
breaks.
on the rings.
Rotate. Sorry? Yes. Okay, 5 more minutes now, designers.
Will you put this on?
Now look, two of you hold up your design there. Take a photo of it. That's right.
Where are you putting it?
Okay, 5. Okay.
Okay, will you hold it up there, the two of you? Take a photo of it.
You know what carpal making looks like? You know what metal making carpal? Put all your spare bits back. Your spare bits back. You know, you've wondered, like, you know. Oh, you might let us know, like,
Are we ready?
have we got something hard that I can lean on for if you don't mind?
No, we'll take the weight off them now. There's your weight.
Okay, lads.
No.
Right. Okay, so the first one now is presentation and communication. So, this is the drawing that you did, right? And what were you hoping to achieve?
Would you be able to lift up the thing at the back?
Okay, and you wanted to, and that's a very fine machine you've built. And who came up with the ideas?
Me and Phil. We came up with them together.
And did you have an idea yourself?
Yeah, this was one of my. This was.
Oh, that's really cool. And could
Yes.
you explain that to me?
Well, I'm not really.
You could give it a go. You could say 1 or 2 words about it.
Well, I wanted a rectangle
Yeah.
shape,
Excellent.
and we wanted it to have 6 wheels.
Brilliant. But we were stuck, weren't we? We didn't have that many wheels. Sure we didn't?
Yeah, we changed our mind about it.
Okay. All right, the next thing now is the design. So if we look at this, what did you want? Did you build an effective machine? What does it do? Did you want to talk me through that?
He tells to lift up the glass and the paper and the plastic bins
Okay. All right.
down and build them up and carry.
All right. Excellent. So that's very good, lads. And now, what about problem solving? Yourself here. What's your name?
Fionn.
Fionn, what kind of problems did you have when you were building this? Because this is a difficult machine to build.
Well, I had a problem with the seat. The seat was hard enough to.
And how did you do it? How did you fix that problem?
Well, I decided to put them two together.
Okay. And what's that? That's this piece and this piece, is it?
Yeah, that's the seat.
Okay, that's a really nice seat. And this is the front of the truck, and this is obviously the back of the truck.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a bit hard too, that bit.
All right. That's excellent. And does it do everything? Are there 3 compartments now? Is there one for paper, one for glass, and one for plastics?
Yeah,
Yeah.
paper here, glass here, and plastic.
All right, and we have the driver's seat. And is it strong and sturdy? Do you think it'll carry 500 grams?
Yeah.
Do you want to test it for me on the ground? And let's check it out.
Put in your chair, there's no problem.
Okay, that's excellent, lads. Thank you very much. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay. Pass that on to the teacher.
Yeah.
All right. Now, who have I got here? Kelly and Aoife, is it? Haley. Oh, wow. That's a nice name. Is it? Oh, excellent. Do you know, are you called after a comet? No. Do you know about Haley's comet? No. Oh, you have to find out about that. Now, have you got a picture that you drew?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fantastic picture. And it's glass, paper and plastic.
Yeah.
And is that your own writing?
Yeah, that's Kelly's, yeah.
Wow, that's excellent writing. Really excellent. Okay, so that's very good. Now, and in the design, did you build something that could do the job? Would you explain it to me?
Yeah, we got our 3 compartments and made one for paper, plastic and glass.
Okay, excellent. All right, that's very good altogether. Now, what about problems? Did you have some problems?
Yeah, we couldn't get our paper, plastic and the glass to fit on top, so we decided that we'd get 2 or 3 orange pieces, and so then we'd be able to sit it on top of the wheels.
Okay. Now, Haley, I have a really difficult question for you. Do you know what modular means? It's okay to say no. Okay. When you build something in a modular way, and I saw the way you built this, you built it in 3 separate pieces, and only at the end did you put it together. Do you know that's a very modern way of building things? It's like a prefabricated house. You build little bits of it, and then when you want to put them all together, you put them all together. So I think you did very well on that, and that's a really good thing. So that's the new word for you now. Can you say the word again? Modular. Okay? And it does everything that we say it should do. And on the visual appeal, it's pretty attractive, isn't it? I think so. Where does the driver sit?
Inside there.
Is there any safety features?
No.
No. Yes.
Yeah,
it's got safety bars, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. That's well done. Thanks very much, girls.
Thanks.
Okay, we go down to the back of the classroom. And what are your two names? Can I have your sheet?
Are these too good? Are these good?
Okay, this is Tig and Vera. So this must be Vera, and this must be Tig. No. Really? You're not Vera, no, you are Tig, is it? Okay, I'm only joking you. Okay, have you got the drawing that she did?
Yeah.
And will Tig explain to me the drawing? Wheels, pick up.
Just pick up, grab rubbish and throw it in here.
Yeah. And what's at the back?
And the claws can throw rubbish in as well.
Okay. And there's a driver. That looks like a girl driver. Is that you, Vera? No. Are you sure? Wouldn't you like to drive a truck? No. It's not a bad job. Okay, I think that's a lovely picture. Would you?
Yeah.
Ah, good man. Now, the design.
I would be anyway, because when I grow up, I suggest I will be a fireman.
Oh, it's a lovely job being a fireman. A lovely job and a good job helping people. Now, what does it do? Can you explain that to me? Perhaps, Vera.
They can get the rubbish from the front and they can get the rubbish from their back.
Okay, all right. That's really very good. And is it good and strong?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do all the different waste go?
Into the back, and it goes in through there and into there.
And have you got 3 separate compartments?
Yeah.
Could you point them out to me? You could point in certain areas anyway. Say here, here, and here. No? Okay. And where does the driver sit?
There.
All right. Oh, that's a really good position. And what are these very exciting looking things?
They're the lights.
And up here in the front?
Lights.
Lights as well. That's really
I thought
good.
they were going to be good.
And
I thought they were making a space.
can we put a weight on it and roll it along the ground?
The weight's over there.
Can we do a weight for yours?
No, there you go.
Excellent. And I think it's pretty attractive. I think everybody can say that. So that's really very good.
Thank
Now, shall I go over to these people next? And we'll do the corner, and then we'll come around to you guys. So, Lisa and Megan. All right. So I know you're Megan, don't I? And you must be Lisa. Okay. Have you got a drawing that you did? And who did the drawing?
Lisa.
You both. Oh yes. And could you describe what's in the drawing?
Like a normal truck.
And is it the same as what you built? Yeah, because we often find that we'd like to do one thing, and when we start to build it, we find that it's easier to do another thing, isn't it? But you've still built a very fine machine, and I think that's a lovely drawing. Now, could you tell me about the design? Where does the driver sit, and where does the waste go? All right. And what are all these lovely curves for?
They're just the sides.
Are they just the sides of it, and that so that it won't bump into things?
Yeah.
And do you think it's good and strong?
Yeah.
And what are these?
They're lights.
So is this the front of it?
That's the back.
Okay. All right. So we have lights going out the back so that nobody crashes into it, is it?
Yeah.
And have we got 3 areas for waste?
Paper.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's an excellent design, girls. I think that's really very good. Can we put a weight on it and see, does it carry that weight? Wow. Well, that's the strongest machine I've seen yet. Okay.
Go the other way.
That's brilliant.
you.
Okay. Let's go into these guys here. Have you got your sheet for me? Now, Jerome and Cian? Who's Jerome? All right. Okay, can we see the picture and will you explain it to me, please?
That was picture, but now it's that one.
Okay, so you change the picture. And that's one of the things you find when you're designing something, that you have to be prepared to change things. All right? And why did you change in this instance?
I don't know.
Just to try something different, was it? No? Okay. All right. And who wants to tell me what it does?
Okay. Go on. Okay. It carries rubbish and the driver sits here and the rubbish all goes back in here and that's the grab for the bins.
All right. That's excellent. Now, Jerome, what would you say is the most difficult thing of doing this?
Grab.
Talking to me?
Grab.
Is the grab was the most difficult, was it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And what's the best feature of this, Jerome?
Steering wheel, how we can stay up on the bulba and the gears here.
Okay. Oh, yes. I like the gears. That's very good. All right. And do you think it's going to be able to carry the weight?
Yeah.
You very confident?
Yeah.
Okay. Will we run it along the front there? Let you have an easy access out. Do you want to go that way? And we'll. Okay. I think it's gonna meet her anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done, lads.
Here you go, Patricia.
Thank you.
All right, lads. I think we'll deal with you next. Are we dealing with former champions?
Yeah.
Defending your title? Very good, boys. Here. Now, which boy had a confirmation this time last year and needed to scoot off? Was one of the boys?
He went to confirmation. That's right. You have a very good memory.
I do. I remember coming to the school.
Yes.
All right. So, who wants to talk me through the picture? Okay.
We were thinking about putting a grab on this side. We didn't exactly draw because it was kind of hard. We had another drawing over here.
Okay.
We weren't sure if we were going to put a thing on the back to help lift it out or else on the side. We weren't sure. We were just drawing the rough outline of it.
All right. Oh, very good.
And we go on from there in our head.
All right. And is it Desmond? No. Kieran. Could you describe what it does now to me?
This is a grab side that goes on and picks up the rubbish and you can turn in there and there and there.
Okay, that's really very good. And who came up with that idea?
Desmond.
All right, well done.
What's that thing?
That's the fuel tank. For the
All right.
bio.
Is it special fuel or
Yeah, biofuel.
biofuel? Okay. And where does the driver sit? Is that up there?
Yeah, and that's steering wheel. They're flashers and they're lights.
All right. Oh, that's very good. And any other features with it?
No, that's just glass paper.
Did you find this difficult to make?
Yeah.
What was kind of difficult about it?
The bottom of it, probably. The
Yeah.
All
base.
right. And after that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, lads, do you want to test it? I have no idea how these are stacking up now, so.
Let's stay there. We were going good at the start, but then we went wrong, so we had to start down already.
Okay. Oh, it's excellent. Oh, that carried that fantastic. So you girls the very last in the class. All right. Who's Shannon? Shannon, who's Kathleen? Oh, okay. All right, have you got a drawing that you can show me? Leave the girls in there now so we can... Okay, and what was the... Can you tell me a little bit about the drawing?
Well, we
we thought that we were going to do what similar that was on the idea sheet, but we decided that we kind of make one that looks like the American ones.
Okay.
We have an American, but our idea changed to this.
Okay, excellent. And will you describe what that does?
Okay, well, this is plastic, paper, and glass, and well, we found it kind of hard when the teacher brought out the weight because these kept turning over, so we had to put in little
Extra
slats
supports.
down there, yeah. So
you had to overcome some difficult problems.
and these.
Is a laser?
No, that's the steering wheel.
These are what picks up the.
Sit there.
Yep. These are what picks up the rubbish. They go down like that
There.
and take it like that and bring it up, and it goes into them, and it sorts itself out. And we put seat belts for
Safety features.
And when the driver gets out, he can just put the steering wheel down there.
That's really very good and very high up for good visibility as well. And is that just a bumper in the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can pull it along as well.
All right. Do you want to test it for the weight then?
Stay on the floor. Stand up.
That's brilliant. Extra distance, I'd say that's 3 or 4 times the distance.
Yeah.
All right. So Patricia will tell me the pecking order. Oh, what's you? Okay, so we'll settle down and wait.
I'd say everyone give a pool of boss for starters now.
And if you want to sit down back in your own seats again. Now we'll take a picture. Actually, while the teacher's sorting it out, I'll be taking a picture of everybody, okay? With your design. Put your design up on top of your Connects box, and I'll take a picture of you. Okay, big grins now for the picture. Okay, well done. Super big grins now. Thank you. Okay, look up at the camera. And again. Okay. We'll move over. He's nearly in it, but not quite.
That's my boy.
All right, two lads, look up now. Look up again now. Okay, excellent. Hello, McGann. And two lads, big grins now,
Smile,
all
Jerry.
around. I can't take a picture until I get a smile. That's my boy. Excellent.
Lovely.
Would you just a 1 or should we do a 3, 2, 1?
3, 2, 1, yeah.
Is this number 3?
This is number 3.
Number 3 is Ty Ring and Vera O'Callaghan. Excellent. Third runner-up. Second runner-up is Desmond Lynch and Kieran Lynch. And the winners and the undisputable champions on the day, that's Shannon O'Leary and Kathleen Ring. Excellent. I think all of the designs were wonderful. I think, girls, you did a particularly good job on that. And I know it was very difficult, and you worked on your own all the time. So I think I was very, very impressed with that.
Thanks.
And you're going to enjoy the regional final up in Cork. Because Cork's wonderful, isn't it? So much better than this place. Okay, thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
I
We had a
load up
great
the
time.
pictures. Well, I had a great time. No, we took some of them twice.
Yeah.